Well, it looks like I'm recording. I hope so. Let's check. All right. How's it going, everybody? This is Souls44, and I'm just loading in, so it's a little bit laggy at the moment. Today's special. We're playing all the mods 10 after the star block and after the creative items. And today's special because today's the day that I start my adventure into experimenting with a few mods that I really wanted to check out and see how they work. Um, some of this is pre-done. I actually checked it out. I even went into creative a little bit just to try and figure some of this stuff out. And some of this stuff, I'll recommend it if you're into it, but it's up to you because this some of this is really weird. I really enjoyed playing this pack, you guys, and I really love the fact that people that followed the adventure that I've had. Um, It's been a long journey, but you know what else? It's also been really, really fun just playing around with all these different mods. I don't I don't pretend to know everything about all the mods. Uh, I do know quite a bit, and I know enough to get myself through the pack, obviously, right? And if I didn't, I would have figured it out by going and looking for help. So don't be afraid to look for help, and remember that this is for fun. It's not a job. At least for me, it's not a job. So, take it for a grain of salt if I get upset about something or it just seems kind of frustrating because it's a game. People always get mad at games. I'm not a table flipper or anything like that, but I have been known to get really angry about some stuff. So, hey, without further ado, let's get into it, right? All right, so first things first, we're going to cover a couple of mods that I've never okay, that I've never touched. Oh, I got my magnet on. That's why. And then I'm going to take a look at some of the stuff that I figured out. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the one that I don't recommend, to be honest with you. I just, unless you are a programmer, you're not going to probably play around with this thing that much, but it's the Super Factory Manager. I was playing around in Creative, just taking a look at some stuff that's in there, and I ran across this mod. I honestly haven't ever seen anyone use this mod for anything ever. But I'm 100% sure that if you know how to code, like basic go to, do this, do that, true false statement stuff, this is going to be probably a really strong mod for you. And it's probably dangerous to use on a server. I would recommend taking it off the server. Um, Sorry about the door. I have not been able to do a whole lot with it, but this is what I've learned. It's not a big mod at Super. In fact, matter of fact, there's only these like 11 things, right? Or yeah, these 11 items that are available. And this one is just a compressed version of experience shards. I don't know where the experience shards come from. I have a feeling they come from furnaces and such, but I'm not sure. And I don't even know how that would work. I do know how the water tank works now, so that's good. And that's just about it. Like I learned how to fill up this water tank using this. So basically what this is it's the factory manager, and then inside of it these ugly looking but interesting, powerful items. They're just discs, right? That's it. Inside, you can edit these disks with your programming language. Get it? Line one, X, blah, 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 blah. Line two, blah, blah, blah. And you can turn on and off line numbers. And you can use IntelliSense and all kinds of stuff for it. So it's a program editor config. Now, this is an actual programmer. Okay. I don't recommend, like I said, if you know how to do programs, sweet for you. If you're learning how to program and you're thinking this would be an interesting way of learning, just remember that Minecraft has its own base mechanics built in, and like time is based around ticks and things. So you might want to do something that might be not so. This might not be real world applicable very much, but it might. I don't know. In any case, They were really nice, whoever this creator was. They came up with this paste from clipboard. So what I'm gathering is people write program code, leave it into a GitHub type scenario. You're able to copy it, come back here and paste it into your program. I don't, I'm not playing with that. I will wreck my game. I will, I will destroy everything I've got going. And I'm not going to do that. What we're going to do today is something real simple that I figured out on my own. And it's not simple, but it is. All right. So first things first, you have to have everything connected with these cable things right here, right? So you have to have your inventory cable or a fancy cable. Dude, the fancy cable is just the inventory cable shrink down. So you can make it look different. Apparently, there's a way of modifying the cables to make them camouflage, kind of like integrated dynamics. I prefer integrated dynamics over this by a lot. The tank, the water tank. So it doesn't start off filled up. In order to fill up the tank, you have to put water source on two sides. Can you use other things than just regular water buckets of like things of water? Probably, but I'm not too sure. This thing has a very limited capability of integration. However, it does recognize tanks. Obviously, it's got a little connection piece right there, but it doesn't even recognize its own like interests like this piston. That part I don't understand. Like it should connect to the piston, but it don't. And the reason why I say it should is because it's this is part of it too. This printing press. I'm pretty sure the printing press is used to make this printing form. You can't craft a printing form, so I'm assuming that it's made on here somehow. And according to the tooltip, it says place with an air gap below a downward facing piston. Extend the piston to use. That's all the help you're going to get. Yep, that's it. And I can show you what it does whenever I decide to find out where the heck that piston placed or that lever placed. What the heck? Where did it go? For real? What happened to the piston, the lever? All right, well, I'll grab another lever. Oh, it didn't place at all, and it stayed in my inventory. All right, there. So it doesn't really do anything. I'm just going to tell you that's there. Um, it lets you right click the block just like whatever, but it doesn't do anything as far as I can tell. I don't know. The keys are very simple, and that is this thing called a label gun. Yeah, this thing here is a label gun. Now you can hold shift and you get your alphabet here, A and B, right? That is actually gathered from the program. So let me show you this here. So you got to make one of these discs, right? Right now it's I hit reset, it's blank, it has nothing on it. So I go to view examples. It gives you a list of a bunch of examples. All right. There might be more down below. Like I keep my view bigger so people can see it. But the fluids, I think this is it. Yeah, that's the program. Every 20 ticks do, and it says input stone from A da 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 da. No, that can't be it. Hold on. Where's my? No, that is it. Right? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it's fluids. I just hit done. Now it says hold shift. If you read it says A is using a code but not assigned in the world, B is using code not assigned in the world. Do you remember to push your gun? So basically what this is going to do is this is going to create a program, right? And then you got to take your label gun and if you hold shift and right click, it says pull labels from manager. So that A and B, that is your actual labels, and you can shift through those. So if your program had a C or D or E or something like that, it would have multiple like different labels. So basically it's just so that you can tag the blocks that you want to perform stuff with, right? It should have. Oh, I was trying to work with this. I could not get this to work worth the darn. I don't know what the heck the deal is. But I did get the water to go into this tank. So let's see if I can do that again. Um, so A is going to be just a right click, and then you switch it to B, and then you right click. Now it knows these are now labeled according to this machine, and you can read that with the network reader, this little doohickey here. It just shows where the cables are connected, and you can see it through the walls and stuff, so you can run this inside stuff. Now this has a furnace manager. I haven't played around with the furnace manager or anything like that, but basically the furnace manager lets you insert coal, hold on to the amounts of coal, insert items, cook them. It's just a matter of you playing around with the recipes, I guess, and things. I'm not going to do it. It's super complicated. So there it is. It's A, and this is tank B. Now tank B is just a bronze tank. I randomly chose it. I don't know if this is going to work. I did know that it worked with an ender tank. So it did not an ender tank, but end steel tank, the one made from Ender IO. All right, so now that you've got your labels, you want to push those labels into the recipe that's inside of the machine. To do that, you just right click. It says pushed labels to the manager. So now when you look in here, it'll say A is assigned a world at blah blah and is connected by cables, but is not detected as a valid inventory. But it did pull the water from here to here. So like that's basically what it does, right? And that's it. That's as good as it gets for me. But you can make it do all kinds of other stuff. Basically, I could now run water anywhere. I'm pretty sure you can use this for energy. You could use it for drawers, redstone signals, all kinds of different things. You just it's your imagination, right? Because like there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's AE2 inscribers already built in, and from what I looked at here, it looks like if you use this program, the inscriber will take items from a chest, or it will take items from a chest and move them into the inscriber and then output your different versions. And you got to make sure that your sides are according to the direction, like west side, according to this, right? So there you go. Um, See, material results equals, and then it puts it into a chest. Anything that has these dashes in front of a program, that's just something so you can see it. But you get the idea, I hope. Okay, so that's really all I'm going to do with this mod. I checked it out. It's super simple, but it's also extremely complicated at the same time. And to me, it's too much for me. Now, moving on, we're going to take a look at the multi-piston, which I love this thing. This is a weird, unfortunate block because it doesn't have a very much work graphic-wise, but it can do some really interesting things, right? So let's use a blocks. What kind of blocks do we want to move around? Let me show you some of the things I've seen that you can do with this, and maybe you could find some uses for it. Now, unfortunately, one side has to be able to activate this. But if you can activate it with the redstone signal relay or something that's wireless, then you could actually functionally use all the sides of this block. It is a little bit of a broken block, and when I say that, I'll show you why right now. This piston right here is not where I want it. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Yeah, so if you place it and you break it, it's gone forever. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just how it works. So it does lose some attraction. Now you could use a cardboard box on it and move it that way. Cool. Sounds like a plan. I don't really have a use for it right now, but here's what you can do with it. So what you want to tell it here is the input is where the items are going to go in and where the items are going to go out. Okay. And this is the range and this is the speed. Now you can change the speed. I think it can go to 9. And the range, I don't know. It might be able to go even higher, like 99. Well, that's pretty far. But I'm just going to go 4. Okay. So that's going to set it. If you look, input yellow, output orange. Normally that would be impossible, right? So here's the yellow. Oh no, that would be totally possible. Just straight line. Let's tell it output blue. So input yellow, output blue. And range of 4, speed. I'm just going to put the speed at 9. All right, so here's how this works. Oh, I did the wrong color for sure, but you see how it goes in from one side and out the other? You get the idea, right? The possibilities are limitless in this situation because I mean I could just say orange, right? And I want it to go input orange, output purple. Huh? Output purple. You get it? Kind of cool. Kind of cool. I could definitely see this being useful, and I know that there's some people out there that are probably able to make this happen. But remember, it's just a multi-piston. It essentially just pulls and pushes items. See? I think that's fascinating because even the routers don't have this functionality. Well, they do have a sort of similar functionality, but not to this degree. I think that's fantastic. And I can't wait to see if this mod keeps getting worked on. Who knows where it could go, you know? And the thing is it'll pull stuff, right? Right out of it. And it does do block updates. So if you have a thing for block updates needing to happen, if you don't know what that is, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to go into that. But basically, anytime something changes, it's going to need a block update, right? So it does block updates too. So it's a cool little toy. I think it's neat. You could probably use it to make bridges. You could probably use it to make. I was thinking about using it to make gates. So, for instance, let's say you go up to a floor and it's got. Oh, stop it. A wall right here, and you want it to have a drawbridge that comes out. You could say you want yellow and output green, so that way it pulls the bridge down and then pulls the gate down and uses those blocks to push a bridge out. That sounds pretty cool to me. So you could definitely do that, or you can just have it just moving stuff around, and in the range on it's pretty good. Obviously 99 is pretty far. I don't know if it'll work like, well, let's find out here. I gotta have some place where I have room. I'm just gonna make it go in green, out purple. And I don't know for sure if it needs to touch it or not. We're gonna test that right now. So in green, out purple. Okay. And then range, let's go 10. All right, it does need to touch. That is green, right? How far is this? Way more than 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 14. So we'll go here. So Input green, output purple, 14, and I want max speed. Oh, why aren't you working? Why can't it work? Well, dang it. What about orange? it it pulled what it could and then it stopped. But it put it back. So I mean that's pretty cool. Why did it only do that far? Oh, it didn't do 14. And go. Oh, I see. So max limit is the problem. Is 10. So purple, that's what was wrong. Confirm. There we go. So yeah, it can only do 10. So 10 and 3. That's pretty good though. 10 is a good amount. And if you have another redstone signal, you can have it another one over here. So you can make it move and move and move. I don't know. There's all kinds of possibilities. I just wanted to touch up on that as a possibility to use. All right, so that covers that one. That covers that one. Let's go ahead and throw these in here, and I'm going to take and talk to you guys about this. What you're looking at here, this chrono stuff right here. I'm not going to lie. I cheated, and I brought in an infinite chronometer. Now, so let's take a look at this mod real quick. It's really not intuitive, but it's not difficult to make, but you're going to need to make it at the beginning of the game. And the reason why I say that is you're going to need to fill up some of these chrono batteries. You see that 0.1 every time it clicks? Okay, these right here, let me show you. This is from the Tempad. If you've ever watched Marvel and you've seen Loki, that's what this is from. Now, there are a few things that you can do early on in the game or early on with this mod that I didn't that might come in handy. You might just like the way that it looks, okay? Because that's pretty much what the difference is. I mean, we have teleportation, right? We have this one, we have this one, we have Direwolf's teleportation. We've got all kinds of teleportation pads. We've got the Staff of Traveling. I mean, that this is I'm putting off making. Look at that. I can go anywhere. I can see any one of the things, and it uses up just a barely any energy. And of course, I don't really need it. But this doesn't run on energy. It runs on chrono time stuff. You're originally going to craft yourself some time steel, and that means it's another scrap. So it already, for me, puts it into a part of the game where it better be worth it, right? Because you're not going to get another scrap super quick. I mean, you might. I found ancient debris pretty quick. Anyway, these are location cards, and these are location wallets. You can put your locations inside of your wallet and fill it up. And then when you're holding your wallet, it has a compilation of all the places. I have a marker here and a marker that's called there, and that's what I named them. Okay, so you can name them whatever you want. You can color them whatever you need. Um, yeah, I mean that one black. That one's blue. And you're going to start off by getting yourself this knowledge projector. My knowledge projector is now attached to this machine right here, a workstation child. Here is your Tempad. Before you get the Tempad, you'll probably get one of these time door projectors. Okay, it's the easiest to make out of all of them, and it requires a chrono cell. So you're going to want to get at least one chrono cell. They're really actually kind of cheap to make. But then you have to find a way of filling it. You have a chronon generator, right? So you're going to need at least two of those. Put that inside of your charm slot. It says charm or bracelet. No, you cannot multiply them. You can put like 6 or 7 of them in here. You can either use the chrono generator or you can use the chronometer. Both of them are battery generators. Like they basically, it's energy. Okay. They supply you with energy. And it's slow. If you put two of them in your system, it'll stop working. Oh, yes, the network tool. I don't want that. Let me go with that. Okay. So if I try to put this other chronometer on me, because it'll fit, right? It'll fit in these slots. It will stop working. Matter of fact, this one stopped working right now. Oh, there it goes. It's super slow. And this is the faster one. The chronometer is the faster one. It requires a chrono battery, which is what is right here. And then this is the other way of getting chrono time, and that is with the metronome. Now, a metronome does not work until it has been booted up. So what that means is you have to hold on to one of these things basically when you start playing the game, fill up one of these chrono batteries, if not two chrono batteries, and take that energy and you shift right click it into the system and it fills up this. And once it reaches a certain level, it'll fill up on its own. If it's full, like it is right now, and then you have, let's see, this battery right here, these are empty. Oh crap, it filled it up instantly because of my infinite. I screwed up. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, this thing fills up everything like right away. So let me take one that's empty. And now it's going to slowly fill up, right? Because I have one of these. And this one's full. It's full because I put that infinite one on me. Anyway, you can put them in here. And this will then, supposedly, this will either charge it or is it this side? Oh yeah, this side will charge it. So this side charges the metronome. This side takes it out. Now this will fill up on its own only after it's been booted, which means it takes, when I first started working on with it, it only had a capacity of 2,000, but then now it's maxed out at 6K. Once it's booted up and it's running though, it'll just generate that chrono time on its own. So this right here, if you shift right click it, we'll put it in your hand. And I'm gonna put it down. You can take your location cards and you right click them on there and you'll see that it put a little card in there. You see it put the little card. This is there. Get it? So this is going to let me now and you can do that. Let's see. I got my wallet, pull my wallet out. Let's go to here. I can take it here and I can right click it on there and it should be able to do it. I've always had to put it down. It says you're supposed to be able to right click it in inventory, but anywhere I click it, as long as I've got enough energy, right? Obviously I've got plenty. It'll create a door. And the door is going to be the color of the Tempad marker. Now, there are a couple Tempad markers. I don't really truly understand what Chrono Mark is completely. And if you want to learn about an item, you can just use the knowledge projector. If you right click a knowledge projector onto a workstation child, it'll actually become part of the workstation child. Now, without any Tempad in it, it won't work. You got to be able to put your Tempad down. Now it'll open up. Oh yeah, it's going to be looking at my wallet, so let's put that away. Now the Tempad itself is the workstation, the time drawer projector, fully realized. See? Ooh, I fell. Gotta be careful. You can, yeah, you can kill yourself. But I really like the special effects. See? I think that's pretty cool. And they just go away on their own too. They only last for a little while, then they go away. So it's pretty neat. And if you want to do permanent doors, I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's how this works. So you have your workstation child, which I think it should be called workstation. You put your Tempad on there, and it unlocks it. Now you have your knowledge repository. It'll tell you about each one of the pieces. And let's see, this is a chrono mark. And it's used to, let's see, allow for an offset of 5, crafting, to right location. I guess I don't know really what the difference is between a time door and a chrono mark. Exact spatial coordinates and provide them with the device. This one, oh, okay. So the chrono mark allows you to place a door next to it, above it, below it. So let's say I didn't want this to show. I could place it like 3 blocks in the ground. This one will only put a door right above it. But the chrono mark, let's make a chrono mark. I want to try that out. They're really not that hard to make. It's just a matter of having all the materials. And by this time, I mean, obviously. So let's have a chrono mark. And I'm going to put a chrono mark right here. Ah, yeah. So this is going to let me move the door. And we're going to call it yonder. Yeah, I know I'm redneck. And I'm going to make the color bright green. You can change the door offset above or below it so that I'm going to put it 3 blocks above at an angle of 270. I don't know for sure how that works. Oh, well. And now, let's change this card because you can make a bunch. These location cards are really easy. They're just a die, these weird dies. Any of the weird dies will work, including white, and you can get 4 of these things. And then you can clear them out. Like if this one right here, I want to clear it out. I just right click it, don't even have to shift right click it, and now it's going to say yonder. And it gives the ID for the dimensional ID. So that's the dimensional location as well. Because yes, it works cross dimensionally. Don't ask me how well that does, because there's one more cool thing about this you're going to want to see. Oops, picked up the lost thing. Wait, what? Oh yeah, if you have your wallet in your hand and you shift right click your location, it'll automatically go. Let's see. Yonder. Cool. So yeah, that lets you bury these and stuff and hide them. And you're like, oh man, I want to be able to go to some place permanently. You can program this. Portal setup is the default. You can do the location and the angle and all that up and down, all that stuff for these two, for this as well. Okay. So you hit yonder and then give it a redstone signal. So as long as that's on, it's going to use up energy from this thing, and it's going to let you travel, and it stays open. Now, I don't know if the energy is used just from traveling, or I think it is. I think every time you go through it, it uses some of that energy. Yeah, so that's the case. Like, oh, otherwise it just sits there. And it slowly drains away. Okay. So, I mean, it might be for you, it might not be for you. The cool thing is, I got to cheat. um, however, there's another thing that you can do. See, it goes away after a little while. There's one more thing that you can do with this mod that is quite fascinating, and that is this teleportation time traveling. Now, I'll explain that by reading it to you because it's kind of confusing, but basically you can use this item called a time twister. And the time twister lets you revert back in time and travel through different locations, new dimensions, and everything else based on activity from which you went through time pads or Tempad stuff. So, like when you use it to move somewhere, you can have it record every time you've done that. And it's basically like the back command, the slash back, kind of. Yeah, that's essentially what it does. I don't not mess with it at all. Kind of scared too. But I mean, if you insert the time twister into this machine, it'll actually becomes part of it. That's why this is here. And this will show me the time and the date. Looks like May 17th. That's today. It's tracking and it shows my head in here. And I can actually choose. If you look on the bottom, there's little dots that'll let you teleport. And so it now I went back in time to that spot. It's really I haven't done enough use of it, so oop, now I'm back here again. And it just basically like records your time travel stuff. Like so basically when you're going through these portals, it's going to take a recording of when you went through them and then allow you to go back through them using the time twister. Whether it undoes stuff or not, I don't know. I'm not messing with that. Like I said, I'm not messing up my world. But have fun, enjoy. That's a cool mod. I think it could be made into something very, very cool. Why do I keep clicking there? I want to do this. Oops. I want to do this. There, set it down. Notice that it has that card in there. To yonder now. See? Sweet, right? Now, I don't know for sure. We're about to find out. Yeah, you can throw items through it. So remember that. That's also a plus, is you can throw items through it and the items will go through it. Okay? Ars Nouveau has all that stuff too. But yeah, the issue is going to be the time. Literally how much time you spend monkeying around with it and setting it up, etc. I think that's enough about that mod because that's pretty much all there is to it. Um, I mean, like I said, this is your first energy generation deal. It's literally called a generator. It does not tell you until you get the knowledge projector that you can use this chronometer. Now you'll see two other things I didn't talk about, and that's the knowledge repository upgrade. All that is the knowledge projector with this stuff around it. I'm sure this recipe is pretty bland. You take this tape deck looking, this VHS looking thing, and you shift right click it, and then that then adds this knowledge repository to the workstation. The same thing goes for the player teleport upgrade, right? It uses a location broadcaster, and then this, and then you click that on it, and you get your time. You get your. Well, actually, hold on. Did I make that? Let's make sure I have that upgrade in there. I already upgraded it. I believe that's how you it allows you to do your time traveling stuff. Let me try this time twister. I'm gonna get this mod going, and I'm not gonna want to stop. Uh, oh, and you don't have to have any of them full or anything like that. You just have to make one. So make two of these. Make your chrono battery. Make your time twister. Make sure your time twister has power. Like I said, I'm cheating, so I don't feel like waiting forever. And then now you get to see where it tells you all your different dimensions and different locations you've been to. Entering in dimensions, Undergarden, because I went to the Undergarden. That's pretty sweet, actually. But yeah, it tracks your dimensional locations and movements and stuff. I think that's pretty neat. And then, yeah. I don't know. Tell me what you think. If you guys would use something like that. You can come out the side. Cool, right? I think it's pretty neat. I think this is a mod that people might want to try out, and I just wanted to show you the possibilities. All right, so next thing. Obviously, the staff of traveling is pretty cool, but the ranged pump. I'm not 100% sure about the ranged pump. It's been a minute since I've messed with it, so I don't know for sure how it works. I'm learning right now as we speak. So I'm going to try and give it some energy. Apparently needs energy. I'm going to use my flux networks. Okay, now it has energy. I have no idea how it works. Is there a tool for range pumps? It's just range pumps. The reason why I'm curious about this block is like, why would they put this in the mod pack? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know for sure. Oh, wait, it's pumping. I'm assuming it scans somewhere. It found water. I shift right clicked it. It found water and it pumped water into it. I wonder if you can move it. Hmm. I don't know. Can you pump? Can I use a pipe? Get me one of them brass tanks that I'm not going to use. I guess it's just scanning constantly for fluids. I don't know. When I click it, it shows that it's scanning an area. Oh, maybe it's to drain large areas, or if you place it over a big area of water, it'll work. Oh yeah, it needs power. So I wonder. Oh crap! Ah, I just destroyed my ground. All right, so let's go to some water and see if we can get some water. It may be a way of getting water without using buckets. I'm not like that impressed with it, to be honest with you. But the fact that you don't have to place it um actually at the location is pretty sweet. How long it takes, I don't know. Let's check that out too. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of speed. Keeps changing Y level. Oh, it says there, and now it's found water. Oh, and it's replacing it with stone. Eh, weird. I guess it's a way of clearing out your areas of water. Fascinating. Okay, well that's something I found out. I've never messed with that before. Kind of cool. Replacing water with stone. That could come in handy. What if I put it right here? Like I want it right there, and I go like this. Oh, I speed it up. Obviously, it's finding water. I guess you could use it like right now. It's probably taking out some of the cave area down there. That could come in handy. The range is what is the range on this thing? Oh, the tank is full. So what if I gave it a trash can? I think this could come in handy. Oh, I just happen to have a fluid tank. That's cool. Like I could see how this could come in handy for sure. So let's say you want to make a base underwater. You could throw this underwater, give it some energy, let it fill up the area with stone, and then you could hollow out the stone and then replace the walls with glass or something. I think that's useful. I could see that. I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually use this. It's definitely flowing out. Let's see here. We can go ahead and get the pipe upgrade. I'm kind of waiting for it to start turning my area into stone. Let's give it as much juice as it can. Huh. I don't know. It might be working. It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, it's definitely working. Uh, it filled up like instantly. I'm just curious as to what is it doing. See, because that would come in handy. I don't like this water under here. I mean, it'd be kind of. Oh, there it is. You see it? It's whoa. It's gonna get me trapped. It was flowing so fast. It was like building this wall right here. So that's yeah. So there you go. That's a thing. It replaces water with stone. So it's kind of a weird name. I don't see any controls. There might be a way of controlling it. Because what I'm doing when I'm right clicking it is it's just showing me where it's at, where it's actively looking. And then it's also saying the range, how far around it. So right now it's range of 3, and it's going to go 64 blocks. So I don't know if that's going to be one, two, like, well, 1, 2, 3 is not very far. I think you get the idea. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it running. I'm going to leave it running because I want it to replace all of this with stone. That is completely fine with me if it does that. A range of 64 is pretty far if that means radius. Oh, look, it's already replaced this spot. I can't get in here anymore. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's see. That's good. That mod works. The trash can will be fine for you, sir. And let's see. The last 2 mods I was going to look at. Oh, I had it written down here. We're going to look at restrictions. This one I think is going to be super cool. How much time do I got? Because I think I'm not moving fast enough here. So restrictions. Simply put, it's special glass, special. Let's make a few of those. One more. All right, and then you have your glass boots. And I'm not going to put those on, but if you wear the boots, it says the attractor and pusher and one way will have no effect on you. Basically, what happens is that you wear the boots, it lets you bypass the restrictions. The pusher, I think it acts like a fan. I'm not too sure. And it might need to be turned on. I don't know. The one-way glass pushes me back, but you should be able to go through this side. So it's just that's it. One-way glass. Pretty cool. Then one-way wall. I don't know for sure if that's much different. Oh, well, that's kind of broken. I guess you have to have. I wonder why it glitched like that. I guess is the angle. Yeah. Okay, there we go. You can rotate it. Ah, there you go. So on this side, you got a wall. On this side, you have glass, and the glass will let you pass right through. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And you got your attractor. I'm thinking this is Yeah, it pulls stuff to it. Makes sense. How far away does it affect? Oh, you probably need to. Well, it actually might affect me differently than because of the way my armor and stuff it works. So my armor probably stops this from having an effect on me, but it might pull things in and stop them from moving. I'm not 100% sure. Did I just create an infinite loop? Nah, it didn't do anything. So there's that. It's nothing special, but this glass is kind of cool. I mean, I like this, especially this. You could definitely have a unique experience with those. So that covers that one. That covers that one. Tempad. Okay. X tones. I believe X tones is just cool looking blocks. Yeah. X tones is just a bunch of cool looking blocks. You have a flat lamp. I think I can make all this stuff. I better break all this though. Wow, it's actually pretty hard to break. Takes a minute. Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, you got your glass boots and all that stuff that you can use to do that with. Let's get back up here so I can take a little bit more time. Put these inside my experimental chest. All right, X-tones. Let's take a look at X-tones. Got some more glass. Range pumps, X-tones, yellow wrench, redstone pen. Okay. X-tones. You have flat lamp. That sounds cool. Now I don't know. You might be able to craft it in the colors. Basically, yeah. You just get all these different blocks. So I guess the idea is to create just more colored blocks, and the variations are really cool for floor work. But it looks like you have to do most of it through the stone cutting. Yeah, oh, there's the original. So to make layer, you have to make these X-tone tiles. So I'm guessing the X-tone tiles are the basis for all of the blocks. Yeah. So this one is crypt, and then you take the crypt and you can work it into these different variants. I like it. It's neat. But look at some of this creative looking stuff here. You can take these tiles and make it blue. You can make it iron. That looks sick, actually. Let's make more of that. What could I do with? What is that going to look like? Oh, nice. Yeah. So you get the idea. It's just cool looking blocks. And then I think these lamps have the ability to. Well, I mean, I wonder if they have to be placed on a redstone block to light up because it didn't look like it was lit up. Yeah. It needs a redstone signal. So without a redstone signal, it's not going to work. So at least we know how it works. And they're flat, so that's pretty neat. You could make a whole row of these. Decorate stuff all you want. I like it. I like it. X-tones. Twink. Last thing is a quarry. I haven't seen people mess with a quarry. I don't know. Maybe that's because of this right here. I mean, that's not an easy thing to make. Is there an easier one? There's a remote placer, quarry pump. Wow, they actually disabled it, thankfully. But there's a bedrock removal tool. This is not an easy craft right here. Huh. Let's see here. Where's the base marker? All right, that's the base one. Then you can change it into these different ones. Chunk marker. I make a stack. I didn't even mean to. I just did it. Let's see if I can make this thing. I did. No problems. XP collector. Oh, they disabled the faster work module. Right click to register. Okay. I just want. Oh, a remote placer? What does that mean? Is this a. I guess I didn't have enough. This? How's that work? I wonder if it needs any kind of redstone signal. Oh, it says pulse. So take a timer. Oh, it picks it up. Well, what if I just give it a redstone signal? Will it just keep on placing, or I wonder? Eh, interesting. Okay. Now, what about this thing? That's the one I want to look at. Let's go over. Let's go over here. Get away from my base a little bit. Ah, yes, the old quarry. Now, I imagine it uses energy. I've seen this. I don't know if I want to dig a giant hole in the ground though. Yeah. Oh, it's already running. And then you put your modules in here. That's interesting. It is eating the world. Oh, you can't turn it off. So yeah, be careful with that. Wow, look at that thing go. Now, I don't know if you can put something on the top of it and have it collect up your items. Let's just put a barrel on the top and see if it'll do that. Oh, it immediately did. Okay, so that means it's storing the stuff inside of like an invisible inventory, and then you can just collect up your stuff. That's cool. You know what I'm going to do? A dimensional chest one, just to save the items. Oh no. That's pretty cool. I remember this. Well, at least something similar to this a long time ago in 112, version 112 of Minecraft had this. I forgot to change it to dimension one before I put it on here. So let's do this. We got to clear this out. Oh my god. No. Yeah, make it a dimension 1 chest after you empty it, by the way, or it'll just leave stuff inside of it. Because right now it's set for dimension 1, but it's dimension 1 for public, and that means anybody can take it. There. Now I'll change it to soulless. Okay, make sure it's changed. Where is it at? I dropped it in the air bucket. There. And then I put it there. Look at all of that that's coming out of this thing from this quarry. And it looks like it doesn't have any problem with any material. I haven't seen it not. I don't know if it's voiding some of these materials or not. But that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So you can get yourself a nice little quarry. It's not huge. I wonder if there's modules to make it bigger. I don't want to, but there is a void module, and that just basically voids the items. There's a quarry pump module. I'm assuming that the quarry pump module. Oh, what's this? Setter? I'm gonna throw this in my grid. Frame. Oh, okay, that's what it makes. A dummy block. Okay, that's just for that. An XP collection module. Okay, what's that do? All right, and I bet you the remote placer is just basically this placer at a distance. And I don't know what this Corey Y setter is. Does that tell you how far down to go? I wish there was a way of turning it on and off. Okay, cool. So you shift right click it, and you can tell it how far down to go. Let's go down to Y. Let's go down -5. We'll go down two layers. That's it, just 2 rows. Let's see if that works. Shift right click, and go in 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay. Maybe that's -6 from the location. No? Did it break? Did I break it? Cool. Okay, now it collected 2 experience. What does that mean? Oh, you right click and it gives me the experience from it. That's kind of cool. Oh, it says Quarry plus Y -102. Okay. What's this status checker? What's that do? Oh, it just, that says state finished. The hell you are. Do again. Do the thing. Oh, it is. It's down there doing the thing now. You can't see it, but it's moving. So it's doing its thing now. There it goes. It's actually pretty quick. I'm not giving it any time speed upgrades or anything like that. It's collecting experience for me. It's obviously it's mining. Let's take it down to 280, negative 287. I think it'll run out because I'm pretty sure that's like bedrock. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, man. See you guys. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Hope you all have a great day. Um, to my family and friends, if you know, you know, I love you, miss you. You can get a hold of me anytime. I'm not going anywhere. Bye.